Good morning, everybody. You're looking going, okay, this video looks weird. So what I want to do is introduce the new cosine law that we're going to use to find an angle. I used to use the one that we've been using all along, right? You're used to c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos c, right? And that is spectacular for finding a side because, like, it's right there. Plug all the numbers in, do the magic, take the square root at the end, and bam, you're done. Okay. And what I always said is this matches this. And then all the stuff in the other is the other two letters. In the old dark days, before Marketic showed up and said, hey, why don't you try it this way? We used to use this to find an angle too. And it took a long time and students hated it. And it was just bad. It was just bad. It was doable, but it was bad. So Mark showed me some magic, and I have a new formula that we use instead. Now, if you want, you can sit down with me, or you can sit down with Mark, and we will show you how the formula was derived. But you know, a lot of days I don't have a lot of time. You probably don't have a lot of time. You got to get caught up on your Candy Crush. So I'm just going to give you the formula. Okay. So if we do some magical rearranging, and I'm peeking over to the side here because I want to make sure I get this right. We can get cos c is equal to a squared plus b squared minus c squared over 2ab. So the magical part here is the letter that's here. Is its part that's subtracted. I know that doesn't seem very exciting, but using this new formula does make life a whole lot easier for us. I was thinking this was going to be an entire video, but I'm sure it's been about a minute. So I guess that would have been better if I took all the paper. Ta-da! This is part two. I guess I'll take the part one and part two off the notes. There, gone, gone, updated. Is some of you wondering how I make these amazing videos? Extra large tinny French vanilla. Helps a lot. Okay, here we go. So we're going to find angle A. Yeah, I'm going to put this. Never mind. I'm just going to recopy cos c is equal to a squared plus b squared minus c squared over 2ab. That's my general one. And I know I'm not solving for angle A, but I just need the pattern. Because honestly, I've only been using this for a year. You don't need to know how long I've been using the regular cos formula. It's been probably longer than most of you have been live. So let's do this. So we are going to find angle A. So this needs to start with cos A equals, and this is what I do. So I put that in right away because I know this is going to match down there. Now my other questions are B's and C's, or other parts. So it's going to be b squared plus c squared minus 2bc. Now I'm going to double check matchy matchy there. Other ones, other ones. Okay, so this is the only subtract. And in the original, this one that we use when when we're finding a side, this is a subtract. But through the magic of rearranging formula, that negative disappears. Again, if you really want to know why, I will sit down, I'll derive it for you. But you don't need to sit through that. Here we go. Oh, wait, little a. This is little c. And this is little b. So this is one of those side triangles. Okay. I'm only redoing some of the videos, so I know at some point I told you, but it sounds silly, but I love a side triangle. because I don't have to think about what I'm going to use to solve it. If you have no angles, it's cosine. Done. End of question. And now we have this one. So cos A is equal to 24.5 squared plus C, 23.7 squared minus 24 squared divided by 2 times B. I'm lost. Where's B? There's B. 24.5 times C, which is 23.7. Okay, I'm just going to double check. Right, because we got BC there, so 24.5, 23.7, 24.5, 23.7. Okay. Now, um, not 100% sure. Over here. It's dang lights. There. Give me a minute. That needs to go there. Okay. Straighten up your world. I'm not 100% sure how do I put this? How much I can skip when I'm putting in the calculator. So I am going to try and do it exactly the way it's written, and we should be okay. If I come up with a really stupid answer, then I'll know that wasn't a good plan. So here we go. 24.5. Whoop. Step one, turn on your calculator. 24.5 squared plus 23.7 squared minus 24 squared divided by. See, my point here is I'm not 100% sure if any brackets at this point, but I'm just going to go 2 times 24.5 times 23.7. And here we go. Well, apparently that isn't going to work. Oh, and look, uh, it says don't forget to use the cos to the minus one. Anyway, I think I need to try that again because, well, just to prove if I go second and goes, it's going to say, yeah, no. All right, let me try again. 24.5 squared plus 23.7 squared minus 24 squared divided by, I'm going to try brackets. Oh, and I think I lost my 2 on there. 2 times 24.5 times 23.7. Close my brackets. Okay, well, I'm going to do the only reasonable thing at this point. I'm going to pause the video and figure out what's shaking with my calculator. Hey, and we're back. Okay, so my calculator's being a bit quirky today. So here's the deal. It's important if you use one of my calculators, and it's fine. I mean, we've got a whole bunch, but pick one and keep it for the year, or at least, yeah, I keep it for the semester and keep it for the year. It's fine because I just found out mine is really quirky. It seemed like on every other question, excuse me, I could just happily punch it all in. And it took me about three or four tries. So there was I was playing around for like 5 minutes to get this to work. Yes. And this is how I solved it. I'll just let you know. So I just got mad and I went full old school and I took 24.5 and I squared it. And I took 23.7 and I squared it. And I took 24 and I squared it. And then I multiplied the bottom and I got that. So when I added these up, I got that divide. And I don't even know what the answer is, but I know if it's 0.5, then I can take cosine. Because whatever answers I was getting before were like, no, that's not going to work. So after monkeying around, for a bit. I found out if I do the entire top line and I hit equals and then I divide by the bottom line, it seemed to work. So I'm going to try that again. And this is going to be one of those where you probably write this down somewhere, the exact keying sequence for your calculator. Now, if you happen to score one of the Sharp DAL-EL 520X calculators that I have, then your keying stroke will be exactly the same as mine. So let's see if I can make this work. If not, there'll be another pause and we'll try again. Okay, so 24.5 x squared. I think every calculator has a square button on it. Plus 23.7 squared. Subtract 24 squared. All right, yes, that's what that's what I got the first time when I did it step by step by step, old school. Okay. So I think I hit the equals. Yes, I did. Now I'm going to go divide by, and I use brackets when I solved it, but I think it should be okay. 2 times 24.5 times 23.7. Yeah, no. Again. Hey, let's try. Sine, cos. Yeah, no. Okay, one more time. I'm going to write the keying strokes out here for you that I need for my calculator. One more time. Plus 23.7 squared minus 24 squared equals divide by bracket. Bracket. I think what it was doing was dividing by 2 and then multiplying by the other numbers. So 2 times 24.5 times 23.7. Close the bracket, hit the equals, say a prayer, and ta-da! It worked. Okay. So 0.5046 if I round. And I'm just going to, before I lose this, I'm going to do my shift cos. So angle A is 59.69. Angle A equal to 60 degrees. Okay, so over here. So this is what I'm going to write here. I'm going to write the punching I need to do for my calculator. Yours might be slightly different. And because you get a formula sheet when you write all your exams, it might be something, I don't know, by the time we do all this practice, you might be good enough and you just have it memorized. If not, write it down on the formula sheet. So it was 24.5 x squared plus 23.7 x squared minus 24 x squared. Oh, I had no room. Oh well. And then I hit the equals button. So, bloop. Okay. Now, the important thing I figured out is then I need a bracket. And then I go 2 times 24.5 times 23.7. Did I squish it? Nope. Then I hit the equals. Oops. I forgot that bracket. That's a bracket. It's a bracket. In my own defense, if I had done it old school the way I used to, I would have been done this a long time ago. But I'm trying to just make it so we're not having to do quite so much work. Sometimes you got to do the work up front. Anywho, now I know how to do it on my calculator. So long story short, angle A is 60 degrees. Oh, something cool. Let's just ignore all of this for a minute. all that beautiful work we just did. What do you notice about those three sides? Excuse me. They're in feet, yes. Excuse me. But you notice the numbers are almost the same. We got 23.7, 24, 24.5. So they're really, really close together. So that means the angles are going to be really, really close together. So if A is 60, and that's like, this is like the middle one. See, this is smaller and this is bigger. So then I would say that C is going to be a little bit smaller than that, and B is going to be a little bit bigger than that. So I would suspect that these two angles, maybe, and I'm guessing, maybe like 55 and 65 or something like that, they're going to be pretty close. So if I'm doing this and one of my angles turns out to be like 150 degrees, it's like, no, no, something went very wrong. Okay. So it's almost an equilateral triangle. And that has nothing to do with the question. Never mind. I was gonna go somewhere else, but let's finish the video. It's gotten pretty long. Let's see if this one goes better. Okay. How about I say this every video. How about you pause this, try this on your own and see how she goes. Um, did you? I hope you did. Little f, little h, and little g. We need to find angle h. So that means I start with cos h equals, and over here I have h squared. Okay, because that's where I know I promised there'd be no more matchy-matchy, but it is. In my world, these two have to match. Then I just throw in the other letters. So I've got f and g. So f squared plus g squared minus 2. Whoop, no minus. fg. I said this is only the second year I'm using this formula, so I have to check and make sure I got it right. Speaking of which, hold on. I probably should have just written this again, but H and H, those are my C's. F and G, F and G. Yeah, we're golden. All right, plug in our numbers. Cos H is equal to F squared, 64 squared, plus G, which is 37.2 squared, plus H. Whoopsies, no. Might not be a bad idea to do that. Or do it in your formula to remind yourself. H is 40.2 squared. Although, truth be told, if you make that a plus, your answer is going to be way wrong and you'll figure it out pretty fast. 2 times F, yes, 64 times G, which is 37.2. All right. There's my H. There's my H. 64, 37. Yeah, we're golden. Okay. Notice on this one, there's no way to use a sine law. Because if you're like me, I'm like, man, I prefer the sine law. It is so much faster. Cross multiply, matchy and all that. No can do. Haven't got a single angle, so this is our only choice. So cos H. Now, here we go again. Like, please, math gods, please let it work the first time. Because my ego's feeling a little hurt after that mess I just did before. It's the machine, but it's okay. 64 squared, oopsie, squared, plus 37.2 squared minus 40.2 squared equals brackety bit 2 times 64 times 37.2. Close my brackets. Boom. Dang it. I'm so tempted to go back to old school. Okay, let's see if I can go. What did I do wrong? Oh, well, I don't know. No, let me go further. I bet you guys are better at this than me. And I hope you got it right the first time. Minus 40.2 x squared equals. Okay, I'm going to do this. 3863.8 divided by bracket. It's like I might have forgot that part. I don't know. 2 times 64 times 37.2. Close my bracket equals. Aha. I don't know what happened, but aha, it worked this time. 0.8114. And now I'm going to do shift and cos and equals, no, angle H is 35.76. Angle H is equal to 36 degrees. Okay, like I always say, you guys don't need that line. I always put it in because I have to, when I go back and look at stuff, I need to make sure I round correctly. So it's just faster to have this and then round. So 36 degrees, H is 36 degrees. I can't really do much, but I'm like, sure. The only thing I can really get out of this diagram is that angle F, by the looks of it, is obtuse. Like it looks like it's over 90. So that should be a really big one. But if I got this one and it was like 105 degrees, I know I did right. But on the picture, looks pretty good. All right. That was a painful video. Thank you for staying with me through it all and have a spectacular day. Math is cool.